What in the world does it mean to scalp your lawn? And when should you do it? Well, today on Budget Lawns, we're going to talk about the 3 times you should scalp your lawn, and in particular, we're talking about Bermuda grass. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome back everyone to Budget Lawns. Thanks for joining me. If you are subscribed already, thank you so much. If you're not, please consider hitting that subscription button below along with the notification bell. I sure would appreciate those thumbs ups and comments. They help me out a bunch. So, scalping a lawn. What is it? Should you do it? When should you do it? Well, if you have Bermuda grass, you're going to want to listen up. Yes, you should do it. You should do it for sure twice a season, possibly a third. And we're going to talk about all the details right now. So the first time you should scalp your Bermuda lawn, we did a video about this earlier in the season this spring, and that's your spring scalp. This is a must. Essentially, all that is taking off the dormant, dead material so you can open the soil up to good sunshine, airflow, and nutrients and green it up faster. That time of year is coming up for our friends south of the equator, especially our friends down under in Australia. So if you missed that this year, mark it on your calendar for sometime after your last chance for a frost or a freeze, and I'll leave a link to that video from earlier this year down below. Now, second time, I'll leave a link for this one as well. This one's going to be for a playlist for Sand Week, because the second time you should scalp your lawn is if you decide you want to level it with sand. Now, this is one you don't have to do if you don't want to level. But if you do want to level, I highly recommend it. All the details for leveling a lawn with sand will be in that playlist link below. You'll want to check it out for sure. Now, the third one, popular topic for Bermuda folks right now this time of year, and that is the height of cut reset. What does that mean? Well, I didn't know if I would do that this year, but I decided to go ahead and do it because I started noticing that after cutting my lawn at the same height for so long that it was starting to get a little leggy on top. You know, you miss a mow here, you get some rain there, and it just kind of starts looking not as good and lush and thick as it was before. So that's the point when you just take it down a bit and reset that height of cut. So I've gone ahead and done it. Did it a couple days ago. We went from 1 inch to 0.75 on the Earthwise manual reel mower. And here's what she looks like. So I'm calling this kind of a mini scalp because I did not go as low as I possibly could, which would have been down to a ½ inch on the manual reel mower, because my lawn is just so bumpy that any lower than 0.75 on it, I mean, already at 0.75, that bed knife is just bouncing along on the lawn, but anything lower than that, and it just makes it way too hard. Reason 4,575,000 that I need a power reel mower, because it was hard enough taking this thing down from 1 inch to 0.75 on a manual. I mean, let's put it this way. I had to go over this thing 4 times, switching directions. The first 2 times, I caught the clippings in the catcher. The second 2 times, I just mowed it. So anytime you scalp your lawn, certainly want to make sure you're bagging or catching those clippings, because there's gonna be a lot of them. We talked about this in the last video when we were discussing mowing the lawn. Hold on a second. Hold on. Air conditioner. In the last video when we were talking about, oh, hey girl, oh, we got to go back. She will run out of that gate so fast, and I just left it open. Hey. Here we go again. But anyway, so we talked about this in the last video. Mowing, I'll leave a link for it down below. Mowing after a long stretch of rain. I don't worry about catching my clippings any time of year other than when I scalp. And I've kind of lied to you all season. I kind of lied to myself. I said I only do that twice a year. Well, looks like I've done it 3. But even after catching the clippings on this latest one, which I did 2 days ago, and then I mowed again today at 0.75, there are still a lot of clippings. But that's okay. That's just fertilizer. That's all clippings are, is fertilizer that you get free from mowing your lawn. So it really doesn't look that bad. You can see the brown though. So I took off a lot of the green, lush, pretty stuff, but it's all for the better good. So if you're asking, so what's the point in this HOC reset? Why would you want to take it from looking really good to really bad? Well, the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it down low. You'll cut off some of those brown stalks, then you can start bringing it back up to your desired HOC cut. So 0.75 now, I'm going to start bringing it up maybe to 7/8 or maybe back up to 1 inch. We'll have to see. It'll come back in thicker and greener, and you'll be so glad you did it. And it's the price you have to pay for a short period of time to get you through the second half of the season with the look on the lawn you want. Because believe it or not, folks, we're staring down the barrel of fall. I can't believe I'm saying that, but that is just right around the corner. And if you're worried about doing this, there are ways that you can bring it back from the scalp really, really quickly. A lot of folks like to just dump the water on it and start hammering it with nitrogen. That's a great thing to do if you're not patient and want to get it back to green sooner rather than later. But I want to tell you kind of why I chose to do mine like this right now. Several reasons. In that last video about the rain stretch, we talked about how I was noticing some nutsedge in the lawn and some dollar spot. So you know here on Budget Lawns that I don't do things to the norm when it comes to disease and nutsedge. I pull the nutsedge and I just let the disease run its course and mow it out. So I thought, you know what? The lawn hadn't seen rain in about a week now. We've got some good chances tomorrow, so I hope those hit. So it hadn't seen rain in a while. I'm just gonna mow it low, mow out as much of the dollar spot as possible, and then by leaving it dry, I will eliminate those wet conditions that the dollar spot likes and the nutsedge likes, and I can kind of get rid of those culturally as opposed to using any sort of herbicide or fungicide to take care of them for me. And it also not had a period this season so far where the lawn really had to struggle or fight. About once a season, I kind of like to just let it run its course, let it go without some water, endure little stress. It helps the lawn just get stronger and fight off a lot of those things that we hate to see in it naturally. By keeping it dry, it's helping those roots dig down deeper for water. You get a stronger plant that way. So just a lot of advantages to doing this HOC reset and not watering for a little bit, and you know, just letting it be a lawn. I think sometimes people try to do way too much to their lawn, and I think you'd be surprised at how resilient a Bermuda lawn in particular is. You know, you can't force it to do what you want to. This is grass, a plant, it's nature, and I think sometimes it will do what you want it to better on its own. Just my opinion. That's why, you know, here on the channel I really preach the 4 basics: mow it a lot, water it properly, regular fertilization, and pre-emergent to prevent weeds. You do those 4 things and you're sure to see success, because that's all I do. That's all I do. and it seems to work. Okay, that is it for this edition of Budget Lawns. I will say, worst thing happened to me today when I was mowing. Who can relate to this? I had one small strip of curb left to edge, and right before it, ran out of string. Drives me nuts. On the plus side, guess what? I don't have to worry about putting more string in the next time. Gotta find the glass half full every once in a while. We'll see you next time here on Budget Lawns.